Stop provider for air conditioning and heating installation, service, and repair. Contact us for money-saving repairs and lower energy bills.
Doctor, the AC doctor, heal my house, bless my soul.
Google the AC Doctors and get some relief today. TheACDR.com.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Two suspects, ages 17 and 18, carrying out an attack on the Islamic Center of San Diego. A security guard who died protecting others among the 3 people killed at the facility, which also serves as a school. ABC's Trevor Alt was on the scene.
A line of children holding hands being led through a maze of officers with guns drawn. Parents in panic.
Come with me.
Lining the streets waiting for word on their children.
It's very disturbing.
Authorities say the security guard was killed while helping save lives.
The two suspects taking their own lives afterwards. FBI Special Agent Mark Remley.
We are in the process of interviewing family and friends of the subjects. And evidence response teams are gathering all the evidence from the scene for review.
And he adds,
we will leave no stone unturned.
Parts of the Midwest hit by days of severe weather are finally getting a chance to clean up.
Another round of storms sweeping across the heartland amid a multi-day severe weather outbreak. The tornado touching down southwest of Frankfort, Kansas. Sirens sounding as our station KMBC tracks storms in Missouri.
We're in the tornado warning with a high precipitation supercell approaching my location here.
Heavy rain triggering flash flooding. Downpours pounding parts of Illinois and Indiana.
ABC's Hannah Patah. The Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo has now killed more than 130 people and infected more than 500, including an American missionary who was working there.
Dr. Peter Stafford first showed symptoms Saturday night and was diagnosed Sunday with this rare variant of Ebola that has no vaccine. Dr. Stafford and his wife, Dr. Rebecca Stafford, with their 4 children, now on their way to get specialized care and monitoring in Germany.
ABC Steve Osunsami. It appears the strike at the largest commuter rail system in the country, Long Island Railroad, is over. This is ABC News.
Warmer weather is finally here, and that means cookouts,
ball games,
and maybe enjoying some time on the water.
But it also means lots of heavy food, sweets, and maybe an extra adult beverage or two. Thank goodness we both take Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All the things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
With trusted natural ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and artichoke extract, it's gentle enough to take all year long.
No harsh cleanses, no extreme detoxes, just simple daily liver support. We really feel the difference.
Active Liver helps us enjoy the good things in life with peace of mind that our liver isn't working overtime. Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com, and you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your
local news on 103.9 WYAB, brought to you by AARP of Mississippi, making a difference in communities throughout the state. AARP.org. A Monday morning motorcycle chase. A 20% chance for afternoon storms today. Partly sunny with a high at 90, with a heat index at 97. A 40% chance for storms tonight with a low at 70. Wednesday, a 50% chance for storms in the afternoon with a high at 86. And stout rain chances every day for the rest of the week. With news on 103.9 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis. The chase was down I-55 from Jackson to Crystal Springs and started about 5:40 Monday morning, say Capitol Police. They tried pulling over 33-year-old Kyle King, they say, for speeding, and he just kept going. The chase got up to 140 miles per hour when the Copiah County Sheriff's Office stepped in to help stop him. Cops say he had meth paraphernalia on him. Governor Reeves says redrawing the state's congressional districts must be done with a lot of thought and considering all the moving parts and potential lawsuits that could happen. He posted about that Monday after the U.S. Supreme Court threw out the ruling that said Mississippi had to redraw its state legislative districts. Two separate ATV wrecks in Hinds County, and 2 people are dead. In one that happened Saturday on McFarland Road in Raymond, 59-year-old Timothy Bright of Jackson died when the ATV turned over, says Hinds County Coroner Jeremiah Howard. The second one happened May 9th, but the man died Friday. 56-year-old Andy Sanders of Bolton. Violence prevention experts will be coming to Jackson to help figure out how to prevent the violent crimes that have led to killings in the city. Dr. Rachel Brackney, the new police chief, says she believes studying the causes will help prevent the homicides. Mississippi Gas, $3.96 on average, says Gas Buddy. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Teaching from God's Word for your life.
How would you like to be set free today? Man, I would. I want to walk in the freedom that Jesus purchased for me. I don't want to live simply holding a ticket to heaven. I want a heaven right here on earth. God wants to do a work in your life. He wants to set you free today. He wants to do a work to take you out of the prison. Are you ready to feel the shaking of the prison? Are you ready to see the shackles fall? Are you ready to see that prison door open? I promise you, if you'll start praising God right in the middle of it, I'm telling you, God will do a work. You say, but I don't feel like it. Don't wait till you feel like it. Let your feelings follow. I promise you start praising Him, and then you'll start feeling like it. It just happens that way. They're not good leaders, but the feelings are great followers. Man, let your faith lead out.
For more teaching from David Jett, visit crossgates.org.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away, chip away,
And good Tuesday morning. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, Chip.
Yes, it is.
It is a beautiful day here in Mississippi.
It is the Chippy Matthews Show. I, of course, am Chip Matthews. He is Ron Ellerdon. Will be off today. She is taking a few more days to relax and get her footing underneath her.
Well, you know, it's understandable when you get a little tragedy in your life.
Yes. Let me hit the share button here. Of course, we're all over the internet. I know, it's everywhere. It's the Chip Matthews Show. It's everywhere. Send out the emergency chicken. Send out the emergency chicken. You remember Chicken Man?
Yes, I do.
Chicken Man. He's everywhere. With helping her, send out the emergency chicken. They raise the window next time. But anyway, good morning to all of y'all. Glad you're here. Let's see, Jeff Thomas, J.C. Dunn, Lloyd Travis, Shane Easley, Chris. That's the 0426. And Roger Hudson. Good morning to everybody out there and everybody that'll be joining us along the way all morning long. Last night, of course, Ron went to the Republican
event in
soiree.
It was nice.
I got a message last night that I was not there, and I said, yes, I had to work.
Yeah,
we were a body or two short, but we were full.
That work thing's a son of a gun.
Dang it! You open up a giant restaurant, that's what you get. It's a giant restaurant. Okay, and I noticed in the news. I was watching the news yesterday for a little while between shutting my eyes and opening them. The Jackson police chief has come out and said, we have a lot of violent crime here in Jackson.
No way.
And we're going to bring in somebody from the Fed. We're going to call the feds and all them and get them to come help us.
Well, that's probably smart.
Let me ask you this question. Has she spoken with anybody on the city council or the mayor or any of them about how Jackson feels about when the federal government comes in to help?
I doubt it. But, you look what Trump did with D.C.
Well,
maybe they could do that.
Let's go back. Let's think about this from this standpoint. They ran out of water in Jackson completely. Remember?
Yep.
Completely ran out of water. The federal government came in to help them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got water flowing now. Then they realized that the biggest problem in Jackson was a lot of the money wasn't getting collected, right?
Yep.
So they brought in a guy, Ted Hedefin. The federal government's been running the water. Water flows. Water pipes have been fixed. Things have occurred. Now they don't like the federal government helping them, right? Okay.
Yep.
Just checking, just making sure I'm understanding. So this person who came in who was hired for $120,000 and got a $30,000 raise, and then they're paying for her house, they're paying for her moving expenses, they're paying for
are we talking about nepotism, cronyism?
I don't know if it's nepotism, cronyism. I don't know if she was I think she was the mayor's girlfriend.
Well, that kind of fits in there.
Would that
rascalism.
Is that cronyism?
I think so.
Okay. Well, anyway, she's come to town. Good morning, Ricky Gray, as you join in. And you look at all these things, and of course, she got the new Durango and all. But, they still haven't budgeted her a uniform unless her clothing allowance is everything but a uniform.
Well, it could be, the Fetterman uniform.
What's that?
John Fetterman. It's whatever he feels like.
Well, I mean, he wears
a hoodie.
Yeah, but he wears a hoodie. I mean, he takes his clothing expense and goes, I'm making a fashion statement. Yeah. But then again, Fetterman's done a great job of becoming a Republican.
He's more of a Republican than a lot of folks running around.
Or have we lost our way on what a Republican is?
Probably have.
Our
definition is moved a little to the left.
I mean, because a Democrat, you used to know what a Democrat wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't even know what they want anymore.
Well, they used to be in the middle.
Right.
And they've gone so far left.
Right.
There's a bunch of them that are parts of the Communist Party, like Benny Thompson.
Benny Thompson is
executive committee of the Communist Party.
And look, let's talk about this for just a second, because I was listening to a program, and it got into why people don't vote, why people don't do that. Let me put it to you this way. If you start to drown, if you're drowning, you will do whatever it takes to get to where you're not drowning.
They keep your nose above the water.
Yeah. So you're drowning, you're underwater. That's the way that we are as citizens, and you're underwater, and you just go, the only thing I care about is my world. I can keep my head above water. I ain't got to worry about going to vote. I ain't got to worry about going to do anything. If I can just stay in my lane, leave everybody else alone, and just stay at home, it'll all go away.
But the problem is, if you don't vote, you get what you deserve.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they beat the people to death. The Republican Party of Mississippi and the Mississippi GOP. And you got to understand that what I'm getting at is the whole system, Republican and Democrat and politics in general, they have all put themselves together in a situation to where they are the people, that is the water. And they have drowned the people. And they know best. And if you want to live, we'll give you a little bit here and a little bit there.
Well, it's keeping the people down. You keep them down, you keep them separated, and they'll fight amongst themselves, and you can remain in power.
I mean, and that's what's going on. I mean, we do not think about taking it to another level. We don't think, well, all we want to do is, if we can wake up in the morning, do our 8 hours, go home, sit in our backyard, swing, go eat. And what the government does when you start getting ahead is they go, we need to get some more taxes. We need to get some more tax. Anything that the government can do to put you down is,
that's the Tony Soprano model, the strongest mafia in a given area, and you must pay your taste.
You got to pay your taste. But the reality is, as a Republican, you're supposed to be stripping all of that away, right?
Yeah. That's lower government, lower taxes.
So
less government.
When you live in a Democratic state, it was a full Democrat state before the alleged flip. Okay. And the flip was just where the only flip part was some white guys started saying they were Republicans, and that was it. There was no Republican movement. There was no, many times they look at some of the people, and good morning, Andy Devine and Deputy Dreamer, but a lot of people look at it as the Republican Party took over in the state of Mississippi. No, we let race take over. And we let the Republican Party be the white party and the Democrats are the black party. That's all we did.
And, and how can anybody be in the Democratic Party? That's the party that's for abortion. That's the party that's for mutilating children. I mean, that's the party for the illegal alien. They put other people first.
And so then I see,
rather than the American people.
And then we go back and we look at our deputy dream. Let's go back and look at our leadership in the state now from the GOP part coming down. This is just my way of looking at it, Ron. I don't expect you. Good morning, Cressley Pierce, and Andy Devine.
Mine is really lagging.
What?
I'm only up to Jeff Thomas.
You're only up to Jeff Thomas. They're slowing me down.
I understand.
Because they say Chip's onto something here. We got to shut him down. No, but I mean, we did all these things to get ahead, and the government is just drowning us with taxes, with regulations. I saw a thing on TV where they were talking about all the data centers that have been built and all the energy, where the two largest energy companies are going to, two are going to merge. That's from Florida and South Carolina and all that. They're going to merge together and form one of the largest energy companies. But the energy companies are not having to pay. They're federally regulated and they're not having to pay their way.
Yeah.
And they're sending that savings of their business to make money onto the people.
Yeah.
As another tax, y'all. And that's what's going on here. That's why all our bills go up and go up, because they got to keep us beat down.
Well, now I do have some good news about,
give me some good news.
When you think about rising energy prices, most of us running around, we the working people, having an IRA, a 401k, a 503b, and guess what? They're all invested in the energy companies. So if the price of gas goes up, you know what? Your retirement account's going up.
Well, yeah, but
people don't think about that. I'm just being honest.
But let me also remind you, Ron, that I've had a ton of money in 401ks and this, that, and the other, and we all watch it go up. And then when they decide they want to pull the plug,
in January goes up right before I had to pay for taxes.
And then when they want to pull the plug on it, it's How many times have people lost? We lost 30%, 40%, 50% of your 401k.
But as a general rule, it continues to go up.
James Duncan sends us a cup of coffee and an
American flag. I got that.
Thank you, James.
I've had 2 cups of mocha this morning.
I'm on my first, and I'm just.
And now I'm on to the hour.
Because last night, water. At some point in Jackson, you're going to take the movie. What was it? Waterworld?
Waterworld.
And flip it.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be looking for dirt. You're looking for water. And the government in Jackson and in Mississippi, and look, and I saw in New York where they're fixing to open that first government grocery store. That is all,
that's communism.
Once you control completely the food supply,
you own them.
It's over for us. Now, the good thing in the South, in Mississippi, we learned a good lesson after the Civil War, and we started getting along, black and white, together, and we started growing crops. And as long as they don't take our dirt, we'll be fine.
Well,
but they're working on that.
They're working on that. Then he stopped the Yazoo pump project a couple years ago.
You start looking at it, and it just constantly is. Why do they constantly attack our food supply? Why do they constantly attack everything? And when you go back and think about when I first got on the air here at this radio station, and Jameson Haygood and all the good people that have been here, they were talking about, everybody was having food supply backups. And you don't hear that anymore.
Well, that's a good Mormon church principle. 1 year of food.
But as you start
stuffed away.
But if you start looking at all this, you have to go, we're letting our guard down again.
Yeah.
And we're going to get taken over.
We become complacent.
Very complacent. And that's where the government wants us. They either want us complacent and calm or scared to death.
Well, and that goes back to voter apathy.
Yep.
Because you're complacent.
And that goes back to me telling that you're drowning because they just want you to drown. Good morning, Roger. Hudson, a country boy can survive. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show. Ron Eller, your future congressman, is sitting across from me in the studio. He is the one that is going to take out Benny Thompson.
I need your help. Go to helpron.com today.
There you go. We'll be right back.
He Hoorah.
Is the one that is going to take out Benny Thompson.
I need your help. Go to helpron.com.
1039 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
Smart business owners will tell you the best time to start a new business is now. Whether you're thinking of starting a new business or expanding an existing one, the perfect location is the Cotton Exchange Plaza in Flora. Over 13,000 cars will pass by your business each and every day on Highway 49. Space is available now, so what are you waiting for? Call the Cotton Exchange Plaza at 601-879-3503 to find out how you can expand your business today. The Cotton Exchange Plaza in Flora, where we mean business.
Here is what real customers have to say about Roeder's Plumbing Service.
This is Leah. I wanted to tell people what a wonderful job Roeder's Plumbing did for me recently. I called, Chris Roeder answered the phone. He had somebody out in no time. They fixed me real fast. I couldn't believe they came out here like that. That's all I can say.
Plumbing problems? You need Roeder's Plumbing. Visit roedersplumbing.com today.
At Sunkissed Tan and Wellness on Highway 49 in Flora, we specialize in providing exclusive tanning services and premium beauty products tailored for women. Our mission at Sunkissed is to enhance your natural beauty, offer expert advice, and create a personalized experience. At Sunkissed Tan and Wellness, step into our oasis and let us illuminate your beauty. Ask about our membership program. Find us on Facebook at Sunkissed Tan and Wellness or online at sunkissedtanandwellness.org.
Venable Glass is your local glass expert, offering residential, automotive, and commercial glass. Venable Glass can do it all. Windshield repair, replacement of shower doors, mirrors, and everything in between. What sets Venable Glass apart from the rest? Unmatched reliability and customer service. Don't forget, tell your insurance company that you want to use Venable Glass. And remember, you do have a choice. Let Venable Glass work hard to earn your business. Call Venable's Ridgeland or Brandon locations today for a free estimate or visit venableglass.com.
Now is the time to turn over a new leaf and shower yourself with savings at Mazda of Jackson. Mazda of Jackson has rates as low as 0.9% on select models, or spring into savings with up to $3,000 in customer cash with approved credit. Get to Mazda Jackson today, where certified pre-owned vehicles and hassle-free trade-in options are also available. Shop online at MazdaJackson.com or visit Mazda Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Here's what they're saying about Corcoran Door Company.
I'm going to yell out to one of your sponsors here, Corcoran Door. When the guy came out here, instead of just trying to throw a door up, he was looking at the way the house was facing. Man, with this double garage here on the south side, you might want to consider a insulated door. I came in earlier today about 2:30. The car thermometer said 99 degrees. The thermometer inside the garage was 82.
That's why they've been around 50 years.
Yeah.
CorcoranDoor.com. CORKERN door.com.
Ken here with Rapid Oil Change, your fast service and fleet maintenance headquarters for over 40 years. With parts in stock to fit most makes and models, we can perform routine maintenance in a matter of minutes, keeping downtime to a minimum. With brands like Castrol, Mobile One, Lucas, and Rain-X, it's easy to see why Rapid Oil Change has been the go-to for fast service with a smile for over 40 years. Don't forget our 24/7 touchless car wash. We accept most national and local fleets. We're Mississippi's leader for fast service with a smile. Visit one of our 6 locations today, oilchangems.com.
From the garden,
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, heard all the way around the world. And Trump said, "Hey, we were getting some bad reception in China where they were blocking you." So he came home just where he could listen to the Chip Matthews Show.
Thank you, President Trump.
Thank you, President Trump, for all that you do. Also, let's touch on this this Islamic thing. This is the Islamic attack in San Diego. It wasn't really. It's an attack on Islam, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the two people that did it committed suicide at the end of it. So, and what we've learned also, and over time, is that a lot of things that occur are being done by the terrorists themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these, we got a lot of extra people that got into the country thanks to Benny Thompson and his closed border.
Yep.
Think about that, y'all. And you had the
Homeland Security.
You had the attack on the Jewish church here, synagogue here.
Yes.
And when you start looking at all this, you're going, what are we really seeing? Because we had wasn't there another attack somewhere else? And there are attacks all the time.
Attacks all the time.
But what's the end game? I mean, when we got attacked by Japan in at WW2,
December 7th,
and they flew in kamikazes. They all came in ready to kill themselves, die, just kill Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now these sleeper cells are all over America.
Yes.
And so now, and they got in through the border. So what do we do? I mean, you talk about solving problems, and between the racial crimes that go on in the United States, where black on black crimes, where they're killing, to mix it up to get the other Americans involved in the killing, it seems to me like they always say it's an Islamic terrorist or this, that, and the other, and the growing of the atheists, because it's always, if I have you scared, I'll have you listening to me.
I can control you.
Yes. So what's your view on all that?
Well, we need to change our ways. We need to start teaching patriotism back in our schools. We need to put fathers back in the homes. We need to put God back in our lives. And, the political elite wish to keep us divided. They are they're working, you can say, with the devil. The devil wishes to keep us divided. He's trying to create hell here on earth. And if we don't unite as a single unit and put God back in our lives, we'll continue down this road of self-destruction.
Okay, so somebody was talking to me about all the nations and all that. Okay, and how everything's spread across the world. And you go back, and I was looking at some old Ronald Reagan stuff and some other stuff, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm going, the reality is, at one time, America, we didn't try to, that when we show up at a conflict, we don't try to change that place. We just hope that they see that freedom is a great thing.
Well, in the War College, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, they kind of teach these things, and they would tell you need to be there basically 3 generations. And if you're there for 3 generations, you can affect those generations coming up, and then they become, we'll say, westernized. They like having a colored TV and a microwave and a McDonald's down the street.
Good morning, Fred Cerami. Good to see you. My question, when you really start thinking about it, though, when you get deep down into it, they just want the Christianity part of the world is the part that they can't control at all. God-fearing people are God-fearing people, and that's that. But they have controlled the spread of Christianity in the United States.
Because they have.
Because if that aspect of our life, and I was going back and I was researching some of the things when they talked about separation of church and state. That what they were saying in elections was not separation of religion. There was separation of, we're not going to get into the particulars of the Catholic religion versus the Baptist versus the Methodist versus the Presbyterians. And that is what that is. The law is the law. The Constitution is the chains that hold America together.
No doubt.
When you get to looking at the whole system nationwide and all over, whenever we fail, we must go back to either the Bible or the Constitution. So our judicial system
is based on Christian principles.
Christian principle and the Constitution.
Correct.
So if the federal judges and the district judges and the state judges and at the local level, if they would just take the Constitution and apply it to the cases, call balls and
don't start interpreting it.
Right.
Read it for what it is.
There would be no problems.
I had to do arguments on this before because I've had a bill about putting the Bible back in the classroom, and they'll tell you all the time, well, you can't do that. It's separation of church and state. And I've challenged people to show me that, and it comes from one source. It came from a Supreme Court, Everson versus the Board of Education. And in that decision, it was a 5-4 decision. My recollection is written by Hugo Black. They used a private letter written by Thomas Jefferson in 1802 to the Danbury Baptist Connecticut Association because the state of Connecticut tried to bring legislation against that church. And he said, you can't do that. That'd be a violation of the First Amendment. And they'll say, well, there you go. Well, that's not what the First Amendment says. It's freedom of religion, not freedom from religion.
Correct. And if you go back in time and you just take the principles of the Constitution, that all men are created equal. Okay, that's it. I mean, those are the same chains that had to be removed for slavery to go away.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm saying even in the Civil War times that eventually the South would have gone that way. They would have gone by the principles of the Constitution over the long haul because that is what they were going by.
Well,
but the biggest thing then was slaveries. The slaves had a monetary value.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's sad to say that they were a line
commodity.
Item. They were a line item and a commodity at the time.
But the funny thing about slavery, who was the first legal slave owner in the British colonies? Anthony Johnson.
Yes.
And he was a black man from Angola. He came here as an indentured servant. When he got his freedom, he had several slaves, white and black. They weren't slaves at that time. They were indentured servants. When their time was up, he refused to release them from their obligation. His neighbors sued him. The British Crown ruled in his favor, and he became the first legal slave owner.
But I mean, and all that just stems from the fact that things change, and things do change. The as bad as the Constitution has all of these chains that it puts upon you, it is the guideline to a better life. Yes. And if we would just go by the Constitution, that is why America has made it to 250 years. The Constitution is a great, great, great document.
I agree. And, I kind of counted a little differently. I'll tell you we're at 251 because it was the Battle of Lexington and Concord, April 19, 1775. That was the first battle of the Revolutionary War. And, speaking of black folks, there was a black man that fought there. That was Prince Estabrook.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, quote, a slave at the time. He died a free man in 1830. And he was actually wounded in that battle, went on to fight in other battles such as Bunker Hill and stuff like that.
Right.
He was a patriot.
He was a patriot. He was an American.
Exactly.
Back then, you just needed, that's what we all
are. You ain't with me.
Yeah, there you go. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show. Got Ron Eller, your future congressman, taking the place of Benny Thompson.
And
Well,
right now Delta Dawn, but Benny Thompson here.
You look nothing like Delta Dawn.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, I'm not cute.
Okay, no, you're not. But anyway, we'll be back with more.
But neither is Benny.
I mean, that's correct. That's correct. Okay, we'll be back with more. But anyway, we'll be back with more.
But neither is Benny.
I mean, that's correct. Okay, we'll be back.
1039 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Surf and Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. 3 dead in what officials in California are investigating as a possible hate crime in the largest mosque in San Diego. ABC's Trevor Ault is there.
Still a very large police presence out here all over this neighborhood this morning, including one patrol officer who we just saw walking through the playground here at the Islamic Center, as we're learning about a warning phone call made by one of the suspect's mothers concerned about what he might do and how this could have been even worse if not for the actions of the security guard who died protecting the people inside the Islamic Center.
Police say the two suspected shooters, 17 and 18 years old, dying by suicide. At least 131 people now dead in the Ebola outbreak that is centered in eastern Congo. There are hundreds more of suspected cases. One of the confirmed infections, an American doctor. Voters in 6 states hitting the polls for primaries, including Kentucky, where Republican Congressman Thomas Massey faces a challenge from a candidate backed by President Trump. This is ABC News.
Bank Plus makes it easier to bank. With extended drive-through hours plus 24/7 online and mobile banking, we're here when you need us. Lost your debit card? Get a new one instantly at any Bank Plus location. No waiting for the mail. And interactive teller machines offer drive-up personal service 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Want insider tips on foundation repair, maintenance, and how to protect your biggest investment? Todd Sandridge, owner of Superior Foundation Services, will be dropping in this month for quick interviews with your favorite local hosts. Whether you're dealing with cracks, settling, or just want peace of mind, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Superior Foundation Services, helping you stay on solid ground. Find them online at superior.ms. That's superior.ms.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, heard round the world and even in Guam this morning.
Yeah,
and on the and then on also on the Battle of Bunker Hill. We're on Bunker Hill this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see what else is going on in the room. Okay, so Trump goes to China. And he comes back, and he's got, and you have the national media saying, well, he allegedly has soybeans sold.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing for Mississippi, as long as we can get the pumps going in case we need them.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I mean, I was looking at the rain that may be coming in. It is not allowed to come this weekend. I'm going to be busy.
Well, right now it's projected for that.
No, they don't know about everything. He worked on selling some USA oil.
Yeah.
Okay. With natural gas. Mm-hmm. And then our next question is, Boeing owes him a lot of money, don't they? I mean,
220 jets up to 750.
I mean, my question to you is, does he get a commission? I mean, you know, that would, if I were the Democrats, I'd be going, excuse me, you sell jets every week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you know, I suspect that, you know, pick up tax income for the nation.
Well, yeah, I mean, everything he does is for America because, it's sort of like I tell everybody when they say, Chip, you're out here, you've gone in deep and you've got this big business out at the reservoir now. And I said, well, we're feeding everybody.
Yes.
We're feeding them good food. And then they go, what about they came out last week and saw the stage and all the lights and everything. Got to go, Chip, you're doing that. I said, that's because we're in a desert here in Mississippi without entertainment.
Yes.
And just because you bring concerts to big stadiums and this, that, and the other, excuse me, I'm gonna go to see so and so, and it's gonna cost me
$135
for a ticket to get in. That ain't fair. No. And that's before not to mention
and a $12 beer
and a $12 beer. That's a cheap beer at a concert. And I sit there and look at it. I said, no, Chip is back doing what he does. Bringing the entertainment to the masses and the crowds, and we'll be packed this weekend. And then this weekend, because nobody cooks great crawfish like my good buddy Tony. Tony is a real
Sashery.
Now his name is Poirier. Oh yeah. And Tony opened up he's a builder in the area, and he builds he'll go frame 10 houses, 15 houses a week some days by himself. Okay, he just believes in working. And I've known him for a long time. But Tony decided he was going to do crawfish this year, and he's down in Crystal Springs. Okay. And Tony's crawfish stand that he opened up is doing a little over 1,000 pounds a week. And he only opens Friday and Saturday. So I said, well, Tony, we've been getting some crawfish up here, but everybody up here says that the crawfish aren't that hot and they're not this, that, and the other. Well, Tony is real Cajun. He coming to make some crawfish. So the crawfish invade Beethoven's boardwalk this weekend.
Through the Straits of Chip?
Through the Straits of Chips, through the Gulf of Beethoven's, and onto the decks. I mean, you can see them out there. They're swimming. The crawfish, the real crawfish, the good ones, the big ones, the ones that are just tender and
coming
waiting.
Up out the mud.
They're coming up out of the mud looking for Tony. Say, look, if I'm gonna have to sacrifice myself, I'm going to sacrifice myself in the belly of the people at the Beethoven's boardwalk. And
now we're allowed to throw the carcass back over.
No. There will be no throwing carcasses in the. We have alligators, and I don't wish to feed the alligators.
Well, why not?
Because they look big, and look, I saw
that you can fry the tail up.
What of the
alligator? Yeah.
Well, you got to have a permit to get a gator.
Well, see, you catch them, you cut the tail off, you paint them yellow, and then now you got a Louisiana yard dog.
Okay.
My friend Arsenault, Thibodeau, and Boudreaux taught me this.
Well, see,
no, he lost his arm doing that.
But a lot of people don't understand that where nutris came from.
Yeah,
nutris came from possums that were eating crawfish tails, and it made their nipples go to their backs.
Huh.
I
did not know that.
So, and that's the biggest thing we got here. We really don't have nutri-rats in Mississippi, but with Tony's crawfish, it's so hot it'll start making them flip. Yep. I didn't make that up.
Yeah.
On the fly just then. That's just the way it is. Anyway. Y'all come on out and check out the crawfish this weekend. It invades. We'll have it every weekend through the 4th of July, through the 250th celebration of America. This weekend's music is Levin Ledbetter's, Angela Pittman and Unfinished Business. And then on Sunday, Sweet Tooth Jones. We'll be rocking this weekend. And everybody came out last weekend, had a good weekend. And then, of course, today the lunch special is pork chops and chicken and dumplings. Yeah, if you like real chicken and dumplings, come on up there. And then, of course,
that pork chop, that's the thing.
Yes, it is. And then the other thing is the greatest cornbread in America, which means it's the best cornbread in the South, which means it's the best cornbread in Mississippi. And there are no other restaurants that have come forward to dispute that. That's it.
Yeah.
That's cornbread.
And you put a little sweet butter on there, melt in your mouth.
My big thing is they say, Chip, you my sister, she came out the other day. She says, I had hot cornbread. And what are you doing? I cut it open. I put that salted butter inside there, and then I got to put a little tablespoon of sugar in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's like candy.
Well, my wife, she's a honey kind of girl.
And then a lady the other night
That's
came.
why I call her honey.
A lady came in the other night for dessert and made a comment, said, "Y'all got buttermilk in that cornbread left over?" I said, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're not fixing to put a dessert on the menu like that. She goes, well, can I get it? Oh, yeah, I'll get that for you.
Yeah.
I hadn't decided what to charge for that. But, I mean, that's as Southern as it gets, some buttermilk and cornbread and right in the summertime. Next thing you know, I'll have watermelon.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, I can remember, see, I grew up in West by God, Virginia, the Wheeling Feeling. In the Wheeling Jamboree, and kind of their tagline back in the day was pull up your chair and a big chilled glass of buttermilk.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Almost heaven, West Virginia. It was almost heaven, but then you moved to heaven when you got to Mississippi.
No.
That's it.
I'm here.
Okay.
Been here 24 years.
And hadn't been nothing but suppressed by the vote of the Republican Party and the Democrats.
Well, and I've lived in the 2nd Congressional District, the poorest district in the nation.
Hey, at least if Benny's going to be the poorest district in the nation, he's going to be the number 1 poorest district.
Yeah.
And then
he's striving for perfection.
And he's got in the top 10 streets in America for crime.
Terry
Road and McDowell are in the top 10. One's number 4, and I think the other one is number 7. Thank you, Benny Thompson. Thank you, Benny Thompson. Every time somebody says to me, but Benny's been in office. Yeah, if you're only voting
34 years,
you go, look at all the good he's done. Well, he's done nothing good. That's the reality. He is. The only thing he's done is he's given us money to become a socialist state. And everybody goes, Chip, I'm not living under socialism. I go, you always in line. You're complaining because the person in front of you pulled out that EBT card. That person in front of you got a Cadillac and getting their nails did, and they're also getting a welfare check.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what.
And they got the free Obama phone.
Free Obama phone. You got all of these things going on, and the child care, the health care, and everything like that. We're not supposed to let them die. Well, no, they're supposed to get on their own 2 feet and survive. That socialism takes survival out of it. They'll decide when you die, and that's it. That's sort of like when you deal with the insurance companies, and they give you 10 months out of the year and 2 months out of the year on the medical care. They go, you're on your own. That's why there's gap insurance. Why do you need gap insurance? If you have insurance, you should have it 12 months, not gap insurance. The whole system is not
rigged against we the people.
Yeah, and we're drowning, and we just accept it, and we allow our legislators and this, that, and the other. I mean, it's like, for instance, Mike Cheney. Mike Cheney has spoken many times, and I really need to get him on the air because he says he's ready to come talk all the time.
He's a nice man.
Yeah, very nice man. But he spoke at Grip and Grin several times, and he always brings up the fact that, for the next campaign, it's going to take $1 million, $1.5 million, maybe $2 million on each side to run for
you get your message out there.
And then on that, those people that are going to give the money are the insurance companies.
Yeah.
And then when it's over, they got to make sure that the insurance companies make money. It's sort of like in Jackson, where they lost their fire rating. Insurance rates go up. Who makes money? Insurance company. I haven't seen them stop any fires.
Nope.
And the whole world is crowded around. They say, well, what are we supposed to do? And it's like they're trying to soften the blow of people killing each other by saying, well, those are family on family crimes. There's nothing we can do to stop it. If there's nothing we can do to stop it, why even have a police department? I mean, you're going to even on a family on family crime, some there's going to be some, I guess that would be friendly fire.
Yeah.
Other fallout. Innocent
it ain't
fallout.
so friendly.
Right. But I mean, no, you've got to go back and put God in the house, church in their house. You've got to go and get into these schools and say, okay, we're going to do this. And everybody said, well, Chip, gun control. I don't know. We ain't asking for gun control.
Yeah.
We're asking for responsibilities. And in order to have responsibilities, if your kid goes and kills somebody, you need to be responsible.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to go back
to. We got to stop this. Well, he was 12 years old, so he doesn't need to go to jail.
Well, we got to go back to, and see, that also goes into the fact that the justice system is filled with a bunch of these soft liberals that go through there and decide to do this and that. But what's really got to happen is we've got to go back and make at 18. If you're under 18, your parents are responsible for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And that would mean you and your baby daddy. And so basically when they arrest you, if you don't give up your baby daddy, it's going to be even worse on you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way it needs to be. And look, and if you're under 18 and you're killing people, well, we need to be able to kill you. And that's just the fact. I mean, we're going to have to go to some extreme.
Toby Keith.
To fix
Whiskey
everything.
For my man and bigger for my horses.
And then everything. And then if you're above 18 and commit a crime, I ain't no leniency or you're going home. And then also when you get out at 18, we got to go back to getting you out of the house. You got to get out and live it on your own. It's, oh, my baby. Y'all. Your baby at 18 needs to get on their own 2 feet and get ready to go.
At 18, I was carrying a rucksack on my back.
Well, look, I would love for America to say that you got to do 2 years in the Army, just like in England.
Yeah.
I mean, it would.
Well, that's a program I wish I would see come back.
It would build character.
Jail or military.
Right.
Get an honorable discharge. Well, forget about this. You don't get an honorable discharge, guess where you're going? To jail.
Right.
And, I had several soldiers when I was a squad leader, platoon sergeant, things like that ended up making a 20-year career. It changed their lives.
What if you did white collar crimes and drug crimes and said you must join the Army or go to jail?
I have no problem with that.
I mean, how many people? I mean, what you need are people that want to kill people in the Army, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so all we got to do is once you get to the Army, they discipline you in killing. I mean, and that's the facts. I mean, it's something to think about. It needs to be on the table. But in Mississippi, our Republican lawmakers will look the other way on all crimes and all things. I mean, I can't wait for this Chokeway trial to come down. And when they start, at some point we're going to start.
Jody Owens needs to go to jail.
Yeah, but at some point they're going to start giving up names on people that were accomplices to them. Because I've known judges that deal with Jody who are alleged conservative judges.
Mm-hmm.
You might, when you step on somebody's toe, they start to squeal.
Speaking of judges, why don't we hold some of them accountable? You released, Joe Schmudlucker, and he went out and committed more crime. Maybe we need to look at some of these judges and say, you know what, that's malpractice.
And then because they beat the system down to where it is malpractice.
And we could do the same with a whole lot of attorneys.
If you just apply the Constitution, it would be no problem. You could be a great judge. Just apply the Constitution.
Yes, sir.
And don't try to interpret it. Just go for the letter of the law. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show with future Congressman Ron Eller on WYAB. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show with future Congressman Ron Eller on WYAB.
1039 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
The best investment on earth is earth. This is real estate agent Shane Saxton. As I like to say, the government can print more money, but they can't print more land. In the past 2 years, I've sold over $100 million in real estate. Call me today to get your land and home sold, because Saxton Sales isn't just a slogan. It's backed up by hundreds of satisfied clients just like you.
Find one of Mississippi's top real estate agent, Shane Saxon, on Facebook, or call Shane at 601-540-5040. Hopper Property, 601-724-1435.
Metal Builder Supply in Pearl provides quality commercial and residential metal roofing, pre-engineered steel buildings, mini storage facilities, pole barns, and steel components with old-time service and competitive prices. Through our commitment, experience, and expertise, Metal Builder Supply has established a business relationship with our customers that will last a lifetime. When you need metal roofing, reflective insulation, trim, or metal decking, contact Metal Builder Supply online at metalbuildersupplypearl.com.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
Hi, this is Rita Jensen with Remax Connection. I've been selling real estate now for well over 30 years, and I typically use Chadwick Home Inspectors. And Chad has done many, many home inspections for me.
They are pretty much from roof to foundation. Most people are surprised at just how thorough these home inspections can be. Been working with Rita almost a decade now. Very rarely does she let a deal fall apart. She can usually find a way to negotiate where both parties are satisfied.
RitaJensen.net.
Grill lovers already know about Grills of Mississippi, and so should you. Grills of Mississippi carries premium Weber grills, Yoder smokers, and outdoor kitchen accessories to take your backyard cooking to the next level. Whether you're a weekend griller or a serious pitmaster, Grills of Mississippi has the brands, the knowledge, and the service to help you do it right. Turn your backyard into the ultimate gathering spot. Visit grillsofms.com today. Grills of Mississippi, where great cooking starts.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
This is the Chip Matthews Show. I am Chip Matthews. He is Ron Eller, our future congressman, sitting in on the studio today in place of Dawn. Dawn will be back later this week. Maybe this week.
Mm-hmm.
She said she's taking today and tomorrow. She likes sleeping late.
I guess I can understand that. Well, just the other day, I slept till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I slept.
Well, I don't have no cow's milk or anything like that these days of my life.
3:58 a.m. is about what time I wake up, because I hate to hear the sound of the alarm.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to me. Was that your alarm just now?
No, text messages.
Oh, okay.
Robert Kinney and Donnie Yalwell.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go. Songwriters Night, it's tomorrow night at Beethoven Boardwalk. I want y'all to come on out. Bridget Virgin does a great job. Last week we had 4 songwriters, and there's so many songwriters in Mississippi, it would just shock you.
Mm-hmm.
And they came in and they do it in an open forum where they talk about the song they did, and they perform the song, and we had large participation last week. If you're looking for something completely different, come check that out. It's really good. Also, remember, lunch today, pork chops, chicken and dumplings. Hamburger steak,
and cornbread.
And this weekend we have crawfish at the Beethoven's Boardwalk. That's right there next door to the Cock of the Walk, y'all. Love and Ledbetter, Sweet Tooth Jones, Angela McPherson, Angela and Pearson in Unfinished Business. Y'all come check all that out. Also, we got the Kim Wade Appreciation Party coming up. I was trying to figure out what date that is. Y'all need to keep up with that and listen to Kim and catch up with that. I hear a bunch of the WYAB staff is going to be there, although somebody has voiced their concern to go, if y'all all get in one place, what if somebody comes wipes y'all out? We're strapped, we're packing, we'll be fine, because we believe in that. Our gun control is 2 hands on the pistol, and we'll take care of you if it takes 2 pistols.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what you doing today, Ron? And make it quick.
Well, today, the only thing I have going on besides being on the Chip Matthews shows, I'm headed to a dinner this evening that Nick Bain is putting on at Kessler Prime with former Governor Phil Bryant to hear why he should be the state auditor.
Okay. That ought to be good.
Well, I think so too.
Okay.
Maybe I can talk Phil into coming in on tomorrow.
There we go. Get out of here. Talk to you later.
All righty.